Welcome to Manaus. This is the largest city and the capital of the state of Amazonas, where the Amazon Rainforest is located, and is the seventh largest city in Brazil, and it is where most Amazon Rainforest tours start. There's a lot of different options and different companies to book through, but I booked through the Amazon Deep Jungle Tour Company, and I booked a 2-night, 3-day tour. Also, Manaus is known famously for the Negro River converging with the muddy Solomos River, which results in the striking visual of the meeting of the rivers, which forms the Amazon River. To get to the part of the Amazon jungle that we were staying in, we took a car from downtown Manaus to this port. Then we got into a ferry boat and took the ferry boat for about 30 minutes to another port. Then we got into a van, and we took that van for about an hour deep into the country. Then we got to this bridge. And once we got to this bridge, we got off the van and into a small speedboat. And so once we got into that small speedboat, we took that small speedboat about 40 minutes to an hour to the part of the jungle that we were staying in. So it took a total about almost 3 hours to get there. So this is the Posada, also known as the lodge, and we had one night in the jungle and one night in the lodge, and I was really grateful because I had no idea that the lodge would have electricity. It did have air conditioning and lights. This is my incredible tour guide, Alex. He actually is from Venezuela, but has spent a lot of his time in Brazil, and I felt so safe with him. He knew so much about the jungle, and he was just so helpful throughout the whole experience. So this is the first night where we slept in the jungle, and we set up our sleeping arrangements. We slept in hammocks that were off the ground, and we had mosquito nets that laid over us. Definitely you have to sleep off the ground for so many different reasons. And we also had a tarp over our sleeping arrangement to make sure that if it rained, because it can rain whenever spontaneously, to make sure that we were safe if it did decide to rain at any point. So Alex and his other tour guide friend, Daniel, built this amazing fire, and they kept it going for most of the night. It was so great. And they also made us dinner. Me and Nicole, who is this German woman who was also on my tour, and we had such good food. They made rice and vegetables in this pot, and they also roasted a whole chicken. It was so good and so flavorful. I couldn't believe how good we ate in the middle of the jungle. Now, after dinner, we did get onto the boat and go searching for caiman, also known as alligators or crocodiles. We do think that we saw some of the eyes of the caiman in the water, but we weren't 100% sure. They kind of kept in the water. After that, it was time to get ready for bed. It was a lot more difficult than I realized falling asleep. I've never slept in a hammock before, And so for me, it felt very claustrophobic. Also, having the mosquito net sitting right over my face, I really didn't like it. Luckily, Alex was able to get the cloth a little bit tied up, so it was further up off of my face, and so that helped a bit, but I really didn't get much of any sleep. Here is some of the sounds that I heard throughout the night. I was so happy to see the sunrise. One, it was very beautiful, and two, I know that we survived the night. I only slept about 2 hours the whole night, but it was an experience I'll never forget. Would I do it again? Probably, definitely not, but I'm very appreciative of the experience. In the morning, we packed up our campsite. We boiled some eggs and had some salted eggs with bread, some oranges, and coffee. And then we cleaned up our campsite and we headed back to the lodge. And then we went searching for some monkeys, sloths, and then we did some fishing. Look up there. We did end up seeing a couple monkeys, a sloth, and even 3 or 4 dolphins. It was also really cool. We got to see a local Amazon community of different families who live together, who farm together and work together, and they really are self-sufficient. And it's a beautiful community where they really make sure everyone is taken care of. As they say, it takes a village, and it was really beautiful to see that. On the last night, we stayed in the lodge, and then it was time to go. And that was my 2-night, 3-day experience in the Amazon jungle. And of course, we couldn't get back without a torrential downpour happening that caused us to delay our trip back to Manas. The rain was so bad.